stone. Got a custom build to get going. I don't think I've ever fired up the forge for just a single knife, but have a little bit of a disgruntled customer, unjustifiably disgruntled, but disgruntled nonetheless. So I'm going to hammer out this knife build rather than create a commotion and get it finished up. And it's definitely not something I have to do, but it's a nice thing to do. So we'll heat treat this one blade. We'll get on to some more interesting projects over there on the bench right now. Okay, here's what I mean in past videos when I said that knives are a pretty big part of my life. 2 videos back I was showing you guys my EDC collection, my knives that I wear every single day, which by the way this time it's that native. Then the video following that we were building some custom knives. Today's video we were heat treating a custom knife this morning, and now we're also working on a Buck 110 that belongs to a customer. So this was just sent in for a tang filing, custom scale job. They sent in the material. Let's have a look. Haven't really seen it here. Ooh, nice. Looks like we have some type of a burl there. Whew. That resin is strong. Whatever that is. Or glue or sealer or something. Looks like a sealer on there. Beautiful material. I'm hoping that I can split that down the middle to get 2 scales out of 1 piece. We'll see. Let's get to work. Da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da. Lock bar spring, pivot's free floating there now. Can't believe I waited so long to have a nice soft jawed vise like this. You guys know I have a soft jawed vise, a wood jaw vise, but that's big and imprecise. It's not ideal for stuff like this, which I didn't realize until just recently. Look for the best figuring. That looks like back here. You wouldn't put your scale up here because you're getting this plain wood, so we want that figuring on this low side. Just going to rough mark it right now so we can get somewhat close of an accurate cut. If I have to cut it on my bandsaw upright like this deep, it's going to be really difficult to keep it plumb. If it's only this deep, I should be able to rip it in half, split it down the middle, no problem, and keep it upright. Bit of a storm on here today. Settled down quite a bit now, but it was just pouring earlier this morning. The wind has settled down a little bit. There were white tops moving about the harbour. Glad we got that roof on the flatbed. It's already getting pretty cold here in the shop compared to the summer temperatures that I'm used to. But I come out in the morning like this and you gotta wear, even with a hoodie on, it's still cool. It's starting to get a little cool on the hands. If you remember last year we mentioned taking out that garage door. And we do have a small heat source in the shop. But it doesn't compete with that front wall, which draws a lot of cold in. So if you recall, we were going to correct that issue for this winter, this fall and winter season. We are still going to do that. I have some of the supplies. We're taking out the garage door probably sometime this month, September month. And be closing it in, just putting a man door there with a window in the front. And that'll help with a couple different things. It means that I can have a full insulated wall, because basically now that's an uninsulated wall. Those garage doors barely have any R value. But I'll get to have an insulated wall there to keep our heat in. The door will be sealed. We won't be getting any drafting. Plus it'll get me a lot more daylight coming into the shop, which right now, of course, we're pretty closed off. I mean, yesterday I came in from the shop and I looked out the front window of the house and I said, oh, that's what the weather's like. Because I really didn't know. There's a little tiny window over here, but I can't see, it's blocked off. But it'll be nice to be able to see and get a bunch of natural light in here, because I'm always filming back that angle. So it'll be nice to have some natural light pouring in from the front. Just gives a better look when filming. On top of that, of course, the warmth and the daylight, it'll let me, like right now, this is the thing with garage doors. I can't use that wall at all. I have to keep that entire width there open at all times. I just roll out the forge there, that type of thing. But by having a window and a man door there, I can now use a whole nother wall, open up a bunch more in my shop. Workbench there, a tool cabinet, whatever, and it'll just be a good setup. I'm a little bit disappointed about losing the width of the garage door where I can carry big things in and out, but Dad's building a big new shop, so anything big that I need to do or get the Ranger in or anything like that to work on, I can use his shop. So here's a knife. That's the one we heat treated yesterday. All glued up now. We have an aluminum bolster or guard on there that'll be carved down. That's largely oversized. We'll grind that tang down to the stag there. So we get a stag handle along with a full tang. That's not super easy to do, but we're making it happen. We'll get grinding this, and that Buck 110 is all set up now. So we can grind this one in as well, which is more the star of this video, I would say. Back here in the grinding room, I was talking a little, like a few videos back, about the investment that this grinder was and all the money that it cost me. But just from the videos this week, you're probably getting a good grasp on just how often this grinder gets used. Just almost all day, every day. Just anytime I'm in the shop working on knife work, the grinder's running or the blower's running. It's easy to justify investments based on their value. What do you get from it? This has just made my life a whole bunch easier. Got the buds in, we'll throw a podcast on. That's a must for me. I gotta have the buds charged up and listening to something. It helps me focus better when I'm working, as odd as that might sound. It just keeps me relaxed. If I'm not listening to something, I'm thinking exclusively on that grind, then I'm not as calm. So I make more mistakes. My hands aren't as relaxed. Just something I've learned over hundreds and hundreds of hours at the grinder. I tend to produce better grinds, better results, if I'm listening to something that just keeping me calm spirit. wants to cherish that piece of stag or that kill that they had, that deer drop that they had several years ago. They get to cherish it and handle it in a useful and beautiful way, hopefully for a lifetime. Aluminum guard there, polished, forge finish, slightly high scanty grind. Got a choil here requested by the customer, 1/2 inch. What do you think? Always interesting working with stag like this because you kind of have to do what the material does. You can't just do what you have in mind. You have to go with the shapes. So this tang perfectly follows that piece of stag. Of course, it's not an heirloom fit, so we did bring it into a flush fit here. So we brought down the tang a little bit to meet, and there's a compromise between the tang and the stag, right? Gorgeous. And now our beautiful buck 110. This knife was actually given to a gentleman when he was 16 years old, and now he wants it redone to give to his daughter for her 18th birthday, which is coming up this year. So that'll give you an idea how old this knife is. This is the type of stuff I get to work on regularly, and how fortunate I am. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here. Make sure you come back for the next episode of Knife Month.